Everybody, and welcome to God and Kids. Now, once upon a time, Jesus told a story about two men, a wise man and a foolish man. Now, they both decided to build a house. Each wanted to build his own house. Now, the wise man decided to build his house upon the rock, a firm foundation, the rock. He got his materials, the timber, the cement, and went and built his house upon the rock. Now, do you know the rock? Yes, that is the rock, a rock. Now, that is where the wise man built his house. Now, the foolish man also built a house. But do you know where he built his house? He decided to build his house upon sand. Do you know sand? Oh yes, he built his house on sand. He told him, what you are doing is not right. He said, me, I want to build here. So he ended up building his house upon the sand. Now one day there was a lot of rain. A lot of rain fell, wind blew, the grass came up, the waters came up. Now they came running, the winds blew and hit the wise man's house. But it did not fall down. It didn't. Why? Because it was built on a rock. There's even a song about that house that says, a wise man built his house upon the rock. A wise man built his house upon the rock. A wise man built his house upon the rock, and the rains came tumbling down. The rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up. But the wise man's house stood firm. It stood firm. Yes. Why? Because it was built on the rock. Now what happened to the foolish man's house? The wind blew, the wind fell, the wind blew, the running water came and hit the foolish man's house. And the foolish man's house fell down. Boom! Why did it fall? Because it was built on sand. Now, Jesus' story is teaching us that a wise man is that one who listens to his words and obeys Jesus' words. Now, as young children, do we really listen to Jesus' words? Do we obey his words? Do you love your friends? Because Jesus said, love your neighbor. If we do that, we are like the wise man who built his house upon the rock. But if we listen and we don't obey, we shall be like the foolish man who built his house upon the sand. I don't want to be a foolish man. What about you? Do you want to be a foolish one? I don't want. I want to be like the wise man who built his house upon the rock. Our memory text comes from the book of Matthew chapter 7 verse 24, which says, therefore everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. Jesus, this story is teaching us to be wise. We need to listen to his word. When they read us from the scriptures, from the Bible, we need to listen and do as the Bible says. May the good Lord bless you so much. Thank you for being part of God and Kids. Subscribe to our channel and see you next time. Bye.